Which, if I can finish my point,
yes, sir.
It's a sad day in America because this does dynamite the foundations of our Judeo-Christian system. Now, you may laugh at that and mock that, but I believe that it now is a states' rights issue. I'll go along with you on that one. It's going to be a cultural war in Georgia and every other state to try to undo this wrong.
I'd like to look at just the particulars of this case. You had a couple who had been married, a gay couple, two ladies who had been married in Canada, moved to New York City. One of them died. The other inherited her property, and rightfully so. This was a long-term marriage.
No problem.
The IRS, under the Defense of Marriage Act, said that they could not be treated as a married couple, and forced her to pay $360,000 in taxes that she wouldn't have paid if they were an opposite-sex marriage. And so the question before the Supreme Court and the American people is, do we want to treat people that unfairly because they happen to be in a same-sex marriage as opposed to an opposite?
You don't have to equate that with traditional marriage.
$360,000 in this particular case.
It's an insult to equate that with traditional marriage.
It does nothing to your traditional marriage.
You can have a civil union. You can have a civil union and take care of all these sob stories that you want to air.
I understand your values-based judgment on that, and you have a right to that. My issue is that when you think about how important this ruling was for our culture, building a culture of equality, of treating people with fairness. The day after this ruling, the CEO of Chick-fil-A sends out a tweet basically saying what you said, this is a sad day for America, but he didn't have a word to say about the Voting Rights Act. So if we're concerned about equality, if we're concerned about how we're going to treat each other, let's at least be concerned.
Let the homosexual couples form an S-corp. Set it up as a business partnership. And don't use the word marriage. This is so simple, because marriage is between a man and a woman.
With the jurisdictional ruling in the Supreme Court in California, you now have 13 states and 30% of the American population living in states where it's allowed. And so I think that you're right. Maybe we have a cultural war coming, but for a third of the population already, they're living in states where this option is open to them. And I think that it's coming whether you want it or not. It's like civil rights. It's like equal rights for African Americans.
That should be offensive to African Americans to equate it that way.
I'm just telling you, it's clear.
Thank you for telling me how to be offended.
It's clear that these rights are coming to all American citizens, and that IRS and others won't have disparate treatment based on what kind of marriage you're in.
You know, a society is based on values, and it's whose values are going to prevail. I hope the pagans and the left, your values do not prevail, because it's not the Judeo-Christian culture that made this country great.
All right.